What's up, Herd? It's Friday, June 14th, and here is your market update. Let's get on into it. Bitcoin is retesting right now, coming back down from going up to about $71,000. It's currently at $65,000. I do think it could come as far as $63,000 before we see the next leg up, guys. We are seeing the momentum come down a little bit, as well as the money flow. So we'll see if this continues or if we start heading back in the opposite direction here shortly. Ethereum is looking about the same, even more bearish at current. We're kind of retracing on some of the gains that we made with the ETF announcement, although we haven't seen any of the ETFs come to fruition yet, so we're waiting on that. We do expect that to happen shortly, but it could take a while as the SEC is giving them a little bit of grief trying to get them approved and how and when they can start trading on those. They will come eventually, but it could be up to another month now, so we'll see what happens there. I do think this could come all the way down to about $3,000 for Ethereum, but I'm expecting it to bounce shortly. The next line of resistance looks to be here at about $3,200, so we could bounce there. Onto BNB. BNB is retraced as well. In fact, it's broken its support line here, but I do think we could be in a fake out period right here as the trend exhaustion is way low, and we have retraced hard from $700 all the way back down to below $600. However, I do think this could be a little sideways movement as we're waiting for the rest of the market to correct. Solana also has broken its major support here, and if we close this candle below, I do think we could come as far down as $122 or maybe even all the way down to $100, depending on how deep this market correction goes. But guys, I'm still bullish. I think we're still in a bull market, and I'm not too concerned at this point, as I do think momentum should be towards the upside long term this year. Elephant is down, which is to be expected, but look at this huge accumulation zone that brings us all the way back into July through the start of 2023, all the way into April of 2023. So there's this big this accumulation zone for Elephant. And this is where I'm going to start DCAing into Elephant tokens over, if we stay in this purple zone here, all the way down to 8 cents per million and up to about 11 cents per million. So this is where I'm going to start growing my stack of Elephant money. I have some because I have a ton of NFTs, guys, and that's constantly accumulating for me. But I'm going to grow that stack here between 11 cents per million and 8 cents per million as we dip into this range, guys. I'm really stoked to be in this range, to be honest, because I think if we look at the upside potential here, if we go back to local highs, guys, that's a 400% investment. That's a 400% upside from our current right now to the local top at 58 cents per million. So I'm going to start DCAing back in with the anticipation of us going back to 58 cents per million at some point over the next couple years, possibly. So Trunk right now, I've told you guys a couple times in these videos, but there's turbulence all the way back here where we bounce between about 90 cents and 60 cents. And so I did expect some turbulence in this zone. I do think the floor has been established here at about 60 cents, guys. So I do expect us to stay above that. And with the recent Savannah House vote on this $4 million going into the Trunk USDC on Solend, I do think this is going to be massive for more buy pressure, especially about 2 million of that going into the Trunk side of that pool, but then also another 2 million going into the USDC side, which will give Trunk lenders plenty of liquidity to borrow up USDC and possibly buy more Trunk with that. So I think there's going to be massive buy pressure, and so I'm still accumulating Trunk at these levels, especially around between 60 and 65 cents, guys. I'm going to be buying up more as we close in on $1. This accumulation alone will take 4 million out of the Bertha Treasury and bring it over into Trunk and USDC. That will grow our Solana side liquidity and really give us a even stronger foundation on the Solana side for the Trunk token, as well as our USDC presence over there. and could be a massive catalyst for more liquidity in the trunk side and USDC side borrowing and lending for us on Solana, which should bring a lot more eyes onto trunk as well as the elephant ecosystem as people realize what sort of buying power we have in this ecosystem with just the ability over the last 2 or 3 votes to put over $8 million into trunk and USDC liquidity on Solana. Now, before we even start dropping some of that liquidity in from Bertha, we've got over $4 million in liquidity on trunk, most of that being from the herd alone. And then we've got another $737,000 in USDC supply side, which is currently paying over 8% for each of those USDC to the lenders. This has fluctuated quite a bit based on utilization. Currently, 587,000 of the total 737K have been borrowed on the USD side, giving us a supply APR of 8.62% and a borrow APR of only 13.54%. So if you're up in trunk and want to start borrowing more and DCAing back into trunk with some of that borrowed money, it is a cheap way to do it right now at only 13% borrow rate. With that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Be patient out there. Not financial advice, guys. Do your own research, but I do think it is a great time to be DCAing into your favorite elephant money tokens at this time as we're seeing the market pull back and before we get further into this bull market. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more content just like this. Have a great week and God bless.